Alright, so you're going to be using this FET simulation. You're going to work through and practice solving some equations. So you can see the first one is very easy, level 1. Level 2 gets a little bit harder. These are some 7th grade two-step equations. So to solve something like this, we can take snapshots along the way so that you can see the steps and you can write those down on your paper. So for my first step, I need to probably add 5 to both sides. So I click on add and then I change my number. And notice it's going between numbers and variable expressions. So I just want to add 5 so that I can get my x alone over here on this side. When I do that, it drops it down to the scale and I can take a picture of that. I probably should have taken a picture before that, but now I have 4x equals negative 148. I look beside x. X has been multiplied by 4, so this time I'm going to divide by 4 and drop that down on the scale, and that means that x is equal to negative 37. So I could write all of my problem down on my paper. I can also go back. Let's look at level 3. So in this case, this is what we've been doing. We've been multiplying everything by a constant number like 9. That way we could get rid of the fractions. So I'm probably going to go ahead and do that now. Multiply every single thing by 9. And notice that gets rid of all of the fractions for us. Now I've got x has been multiplied by negative 6 and subtracted by 8. So I need to get rid of this constant, negative 8. So I'm going to do the opposite, add 8. But make sure it's 8 and not 8x. Now when I added 8 to both sides, now I have negative 6x equals 234. X has been multiplied by a negative 6, so the opposite would be divide by a negative 6. And you just change this until you get to your negatives. And that gives you x equals negative 39. And that was correct. When you're ready for the next problem, you just click next problem and it will give you something new. When you go to level 4, so now we have a problem like this where we have variables on both sides. So I need to move my variables and get them on the same side of the equation. So I could either add 9x to both sides or add 2x to both sides. I'm going to add 9x to both sides. X, drop it down on the scale. So when I do that, if I add 9x over here, those cancel. 9x and a negative 2x give me 7x. Now I need to get all of my constants away from my x term. So I'm going to move this 119 to the other side. So it's positive, we do the opposite. Minus 119. That is a lot. I don't think it'll let us go up to 119. So maybe we're going to have to move this 7x to the other side and move this constant 7. So let's do that. Let's subtract 7x. Now, 7x is over here. Now I need to move this 7 to the other side. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. 119 minus 7 is 112. My last step would be to get rid of this negative 7. It's been multiplied by x. The opposite would be, divide by negative 7. Make sure that you're on the negative number. When we do that, we get x equals negative 16. And this we could use for our work. Okay.